Well, Grandpa here doing another project on the YJ Jeep. And anyway, I'm putting sound barrier, whatever you want to call it, soundproofing down in the floorboards. These things tend to be pretty noisy. And I mean, to give you an idea here, that's me knocking on the floor. Anyway, and it's almost like an echo inside here. I knock and dog barks. Anyway, this is the stuff I have. This is the stuff I have. Sorry about the dogs. I had to turn the camera off. They started barking so much. I guess I won't knock on the floor anymore. Anyway, this is the stuff I have. It's I bought it on Amazon quite a while back. I used this here on my old yellow Jeep that I had as an 04. As you know, my YJ's a 95, so it's much older. And so anyway, probably just as noisy, if not noisier. And we're going to install this, and I'm going to kind of show you how, if I can. And what I do is I took the seats out first, and I cleaned the floor the best I could. I vacuumed it, used Windex on it, big towel and stuff, you know, and cleaned it out just as good as I could. So you want this stuff to be able to stick down. You don't want it to be loose down there. And anyway, I lay it down on the floor, and then I measure it, kind of like you would a piece of cardboard, because you got imperfections down here on the floor and stuff. And so you have to cut it out around those things, because this is foil back. It does not bend very well. It will bend, you know, like this and this, but it won't do multiple angles at the same time. You end up having to cut relief in it and kind of going around corners and maybe patch a piece or two over top of it and everything to get it to fit right. So anyway, here we go. I'll show you how I do the measuring. First off, I lay this down. I go as far back as I'm wanting it to go, and I'm just going to go right to this part right here. Otherwise, I got to cut all the way back around and stuff, and it's a little bit too much wasteful. So I'm just going to go back to this part right here, and then I'll take another piece and I'll just put it back in there. So anyway, what I do, I lay this down, try to get it up to here exactly where you want it. Lay down nice, and then I measure from the wall. This is the wall is where I want to come over from, and we're looking at 7.5 inches. So we come out, we put us a mark at 7.5 inches, like that. Okay. This pipe, part of the roll bar, it looks like it's going to be about 2 3/4 inches. So we take 2 3/4 inches. We put a mark right here. Okay, we're taking half the pipe, so we're just going to round it out and stuff. This is something that doesn't have to be exact. So we're going to cut that out. And that's going to be that pipe right there. All right. So now we got also some stuff back in here. It looks like I don't know, just a part of the post here, thing here, where the seatbelt's hooked onto. It's like 2.5 inches from the post. So we measure it from the toast, 2.5 inches. It's about like that. Now, again, we're 7.5 up to here, up to our point here. We're at 4 3/4 inches. So I think what we want to do, if I've got this right, 4 3/4 inches, we're going to put a mark right here. Okay? And then we're going to measure out this far and see about where we're at here. Actually, we could just measure it back here. This looks pretty good. About 5.5 inches. So, 5.5 inches. We're going to come out. And like I said, this isn't rocket science. This doesn't have to be exact measurements and stuff. You're just kind of wanting to get it pretty close. This stuff is pretty easy to work with and stuff. In order to get this part around here, what we got to do is we come out from here, and it's about, it looks like 3 inches out. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out 3 inches from here. And we're going to mark 3 inches there. From here to right here is going to be about 6 inches. So actually it's about 6.5. So we're just about right there where we want to be anyway on this one. We're going to put that there. Let's just draw this line. And this is kind of rounded here and stuff. So we're just going to go like that with it. Cut that out, and we'll see how that fits in there then. I saved these pieces. One, the stuff is quite expensive. And two, they come in handy. Alright. We're going to see how this fits back in here now, if we're anywhere close. We want to be up against that. We're actually around that pretty good. And we're not too bad on this one either. We could have been a little bit further back in here, but we got pieces we can paste in there. Alright, so this actually came out pretty good. Now this is one of these spots. Let me move the camera a little bit here so you can see. That's still in focus. We're coming up, we're flat here, but then we're coming up here. We have a thing right here and stuff. What I do in these places is I will mark this. Kind of find where it comes up at here, and I will mark that right there. And then that's another spot I'll cut. I want it to lay flat as I can. And then this here part will come up. Then we got holes for the seat. Those are always fun to do. The hole for the seat is right here. So we don't make a hole there. And it looks like about right here is where the other piece is that I had. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off there, and I'm going to make my hole for the seat. Like I said, this stuff doesn't have to be exact. I'm sure somebody who's a seamstress can probably do a lot better job than I'm doing. But I'm just going to give you an idea how I do it. Here's the seat hole. Actually came out really good. This came out really good. We got another angle up here. We're gonna have to come down. Let's do that. This stuff is pretty gummy. On the back side, you see it'll gum up your scissors and stuff. But what I've found out is that goof off or goo off, those kind of things and stuff, will usually take it off pretty good. All right, now we're down here pretty good. I think we're ready to. Heat it up and put it down. Maybe this one here could be a little bit different. I think I'll just put it right there like that. Yes, that's going to do it just fine. All right. Technically, you're supposed to peel the back and go a little bit at it like that, but I forgot one thing. Right here, I got one of these little tie-down deals. What I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to cut it out, and then I'm going to paste in around it. Actually looking pretty good. All right, time to peel. Like I said, this stuff is kind of nasty. It's black. It's sticky. It's not horribly bad sticky, but you can lay it down. You can still move it around a little bit. It's not like it's contact paper that once you place it, that's it, you know. Now make sure your hole's in the right spot here. Didn't realize I had quite a bump right there. What I do, I try to use it with my hand to form it as the best I can. At first with my hand. Get it down here. Get some of the bumps out of it. If you got little wrinkles in it, try to work those out. Try to get air bubbles out of it, that kind of thing. That's going to probably give me some problems around this thing here. I think what I'll do is I'll put a little relief in that. Relief is where it can stretch a little bit. All right, then take my roller and start rolling it. And this is what I refer to as cold rolling, because it's not hot yet. This just kind of gets it down pretty good. You're not going to be able to get it in all the places and stuff. Places like back in here, you just got to use your finger on it. Get it where you can. Roll it all the way away the edges. The edges tend to peel up if you don't have them down really good. Alright, that's pretty good for the rolling. Now I get the heat gun out. I put it on the low setting because this one gets pretty hot. I think you can actually solder with it. And I'll warm a little area up here. That's about as far as I go with it. I found that if I go much further on the rolling and the heating, the foil will start separating from the thing. Anyway, like I said, I won't bore you to death with all the watching me go through the whole thing here and stuff, but I just kind of wanted to let you know what's going on with the Jeep and that kind of thing. I'll take a few pictures along the way, and you can kind of see how it turned out and stuff. And I don't have before and after sound on it, sound files or anything like that, because I haven't really had it on the road yet. It's not licensed for the road. It wasn't safe, in my opinion, when I bought it. I had bad clutch. The clutch pedal, I had to replace master cylinder, that kind of stuff with the clutch. Put new brakes on it, shocks on it, steering stabilizer, bunch of stuff. But kind of getting into the fun stuff now. But anyway, here we go. I'll maybe talk with you when I get all done with this. So anyway. Well, as you can see, I finished it up. This stuff gets all over your hands and stuff, and it's pretty hard to get off. I've washed my hands already. Anyway, the first stuff I had was what I had left over from a previous project. It was obviously better, but at the cost of $200 and some, I didn't want to buy more of it. It wasn't that expensive before. I mean, I think it was maybe $60 or $70, but it's in just a few years, 5-6 years, it's almost tripled in price. I don't know why. Pandemic, who knows. Anyway, I opted for the other stuff. The other stuff is a lot less expensive. The first stuff was better. I'll give it credit for that. I think it was thicker. The backing on it isn't as gooey, wasn't as big a mess. A little easier to work with. The other stuff, the second stuff, it was in a roll, which is kind of nice, and it was a fairly narrow roll too, something like that, maybe a foot or something. Anyway, so the size of it was easier to work with rather than the big old panels that came with the first one. But as far as the product goes itself, is a little more difficult to work with. Going around the corners is the hardest part. Up and down. When you have two things like this and then it goes up on the other side like that, you have to cut it. I mean, there's just no way. This stuff doesn't flex. You have to cut it, and then you have to put patches in there and stuff. I don't think there's any problem with putting patches in it. I overlap them. I think the biggest idea behind this stuff is that you want to make the tin that the floor is made out of so that it doesn't vibrate. When it vibrates, sound will come through it. And that's what you're trying to not have happen. So anyway, I'm going to stick some carpet in it now. I already took some pictures of it and stuff. I've got a roll of carpet, and I'm going to give that a shot. I know it's not the way to do it. You should go buy carpet that's made for it and stuff, but that's $300-400 that I don't have. Instead, I went down to Lowe's again. I do a lot of shopping at Lowe's, and for $25 they had a nice big roll of carpet here that's good enough for a YJ Jeep, and it's fairly easy to work with and stuff. I've did my box in the back of it with the same carpet and stuff, so it will match. And anyway, I'll take a couple of pictures when I get done with that, but I don't expect it to come out real good because it's not molded to the shape. I put carpet in rigs before and stuff. You cut it, you use some, I use this right here on the back side of it. You cut it, you form it, and then you put some of this on the back side of it. And if you hit the spray glue and then tape it with this on the back side, it's pretty permanent. It stays in that shape pretty well. So anyway, so I will do that. I'll take a picture of that when I get done with it. I've already got a couple pictures of the inside, the sound deadening and stuff. And anyway, I'll get back to work on it. This is a one-day project. It's a nice day outside today, and I think it's coming out pretty good so far. Well, here it is. The carpet's all installed and everything. Came out looking pretty good, and it's not perfect, but it's acceptable. And anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. That's about it for this project. Anyway, I think I've done it about as far as I can. I'll throw a couple more pictures in here. I washed up the floor mats and stuff, so they'll kind of protect everything in there and stuff. But I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. You know, stuff isn't hard to work with. Saved a ton of money on the carpet and stuff. Like I said, I got it at Lowe's, like a $25 for a big old roll. Roll's big enough to do the whole Jeep, and all the front here anyway. And versus $300 and some for custom made carpeting, I guess, for it. But anyway, and the sound barrier, it's got to make it better. It couldn't have possibly made it worse, that's for sure. Anyway, I'll be able to find out, I guess, when I get out on the road how bad it is. Anyway, signing out for now. This is Grandpa. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. And anyway, I sure appreciate it. See you for now.